Okay, so a very good evening to everyone. Thank you for taking your time to be here. So I'd like to begin with a roll call before we start. So Rico?
Here.
Diana?
Here.
Monica?
Here.
Liza?
Here.
And Heidi?
Here.
Good, so everyone is here. So the objective of today's meeting is actually a continuous from last week's meeting. Our focus is to make a decision whether or not we should build an oil processing plant in Kerteh. So before I go any further, I'd like to go through the minutes of our last meeting. So if you can see the soft copy minutes in your phone, you can have a look. And I would like to ask, are there any additions or corrections in the minutes last week? No? Alright. So now that we have come to a consensus on the minutes, so can someone please approve the minutes?
I would like to approve the minutes.
Okay, thank you. Liza, could someone else please second the motion?
I second that.
Okay, thank you, Eddie. So the meeting are approved and as it is. So let's carry on. Before we go into the agenda, I would like to ask on Liza, can you please update us on the new project that is ongoing in Macau?
Okay, thank you, Chairman. So last time we had visited the project Macau, and I think the project already complete in 23%, like that, something like that.
That's good.
That's all.
Okay, thank you so much, Liza. So we'll follow up with that again next week. Okay, so I will proceed to the main agenda for today. So from what I can see, there are actually 4 main agendas. So the first agenda will be the reports from the Public Relations Department, which is going to be done by Monica. Second agenda will be on the Training Department reports from Rico. And the third one will be we will continue the discussion on the oil processing plant in Kerteh, and the last one will be any other related matters. Right, so Hamiza, would you mind taking the minutes?
Yeah, okay.
Alright, thank you so much. So next we will hear a short report on items 1 and 2 from the respective departments. So Monica, would you like to start?
Okay, thank you. So I'm going to organize an event to promote our product, and for this event, I will invite some journalists, and they will record our whole process and take some photos, and they also can interview our employees. So that after the event complete, there will be some photos can published online, so people can get more information about our product, and they will know more. So I think that's a good event.
Alright, thank you so much, Monica, for the informative report. And next on agenda 2 will be the report from Rico.
Yes, thank you. So recently at our department, we are focusing conducting job evaluation surveys, but I haven't distributed those surveys. That will be on next Monday. And furthermore, we have been interviewing the trainees at all levels. And we have done the interview part. Those trainees are all qualified. And tomorrow, I will help them to get familiar with their work. That's all from me.
Okay, thank you so much. So now that we have done both reports, which is on agenda 1 and 2, let's proceed to the third agenda, which is our continuous discussion from last week, which is whether or not to build an oil processing plant in Kerteh. So I believe that last week I've given some tasks to 2 of our officers here. So shall we start with Liana on the price of the land?
Okay, thank you, Shamset. So after several surveys, mostly land in Kerteh have been taken by other oil companies. So the remaining is too pricey. So yeah, but the land we should hear from our financial manager about are we going to proceed with the project or not.
Thank you. Yes, ID, please enlighten us regarding the financial.
Thank you, Lina. Thank you, Chairperson. So, based on our financial report, the economy is not so good right now. So, and some of the investors and our clients do not pay us back in time. So, it has affected our cash flow. So, I believe we should wait until the next year or the next 3 years. We also cannot able to sustain the expense needed for the plant in Turkey. There are a few sayings that never take your eyes off the cash. That's all from me.
Okay, thank you for the very enlightening report. So I would like to open if anyone has any suggestions on how do we move forward with this project. Anyone?
Since our financial report is not stable, so maybe I suggest we can postpone our project to next year.
Can I ask a question? Do we have any trips incoming for our company?
Regarding our trip, this is going to the next agenda already, but I will just go in first. So regarding our trip, we're planning, the HR department is, from what I heard, they are planning a trip to Genting Highlands around 2 months from now. So anything, then I will keep you guys updated.
Okay, thank you.
Alright. So back to the oil processing plant project. Any other suggestions? Or you all agree we should just postpone it to next year?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So I see that it's a unanimous decision by all of us. So please take note, Miza, that we will continue this next year. Okay. So ongoing to our last agenda, which is other matters. Thank you. Just now, Monica has already brought up one question. So anybody else? Yes.
Is that we can in any other benefits such as voucher or anything else from the
Last week
company?
asked about bonus, now you ask about voucher lah. For the voucher, this one let me discuss with the Human Resource Department first, but I think it's a good idea. Thank you so much for pointing it out, and we'll see what we can do. Alright. Is there any other business?
So far, so good.
Okay, thank you. So since there's nothing else, let's wrap up then. Before we leave, let's adjourn the meeting by setting a date. How is on the 30th of March sound for all of you?
That's good.
Sounds good.
Okay. So thank you all for attending this meeting, and this meeting is adjourned. I'll see you next week.
Thank you.
Thank you.